The long tradition of NASCAR racing in Southern California that dates back to 1958 continues this weekend at the 2 Mile Auto Club Speedway in Fontana. Up next, NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying set the starting grid for this afternoon's 300-mile race. And welcome to the Speedway. Alan Bestwick with champion driver Dale Jarrett and champion crew chief Andy Petrie. This racetrack, in a word, fast.
Yeah, fast, and it's a handful. You don't have a lot of banking as you approach the corners at over 180 miles per hour. There's not a lot of grip to the asphalt. The one thing there is a lot of, and that's bumps. So you have to navigate around those. And the other thing you have to do is keep your foot on the floor, probably for the entire lap if you're going to get in a fast lap around here.
And while you're doing that, you're doing it basically on a race setup. All these cars practicing mostly in race trim yesterday. They've got a few adjustments they can make to try to make that one fast lap. But it's going to be tricky for these guys. They got to hold that throttle down a lot.
And not much difference between the top end straightaway speed and the center of the corner speed in these nationwide machines at this quick 2-mile track. Let's get some quick stories before the first car rolls to pit road and Mike Massaro.
Thank you, Alan. When it comes to race setup, there are some unknowns as it relates to Elliott Sadler and the 2 team. They experienced some problems during practice yesterday, bottoming out, hitting the splitter on those bumps down the back straightaway, all the way into turn number 3. Consequently, this car spent a lot of time in the garage area, sacrificing time in which the team could have worked on balance. Because of that, crew chief Luke Lambert says we were 17th on the speed chart and not really sure what we have in terms of the way this car is going to turn heading into the corners this afternoon. Shannon?
Well, Mike, Tony Eury Jr. told me the qualifying plan for Danica Patrick here today was to get out early. They thought the sun would come out, and they wanted her out on the track for these laps when it's still cool. So therefore, they knew that they couldn't be that high on those speed charts during practice. They actually had her shut it down coming out of 4th during her mock run just so they didn't jump up the charts. When she qualified 14th back in 2010, she went out earlier in the session. They hope it happens for her again here today. She rolls off 22nd. Alan?
That question remains, will it warm up as this session goes on, Shannon? Pretty heavy overcast over the top of the racetrack and a 51-degree temperature as we get set to roll the first car in just a couple of minutes. It's qualifying next for the Nationwide Series.
NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying is brought to you by American Express. Welcome to the power of all of us. Welcome in.
Back live at Auto Club Speedway of Southern California, getting ready to start NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying. The normally picturesque scene here with the mountains overlooking the backstretch. A little obscured by the overcast today. Just 51 degrees, the air temperature as the first car rolls.
Yeah, there are mountains back there, trust us.
Cool temperatures help horsepower.
And grip.
They're looking for a lot of grip because this racetrack, even from the very beginning, first time we raced here, I believe 97, just didn't feel like this racetrack was a new racing surface that had a lot of grip. And as I mentioned, there's not a lot of banking there. So anything that you can get as a help as you try to make this qualifying effort is appreciated.
John Jackson will be the first car to run, the native of Scotland who makes his home in Florida. We saw on a few different occasions last season in the Nationwide Series. They were doing quite a bit of work to try and get this car ready to go yesterday in the garage and did not get a whole lot of practice time.
Well, the one good thing is there's only 43 cars here, so going to make the show.
So he will make his first start here at Auto Club Speedway.
Yeah, you can say that for sure.
You can see the track. You can see a lot of character in it. A lot of, the seams. You can see some of the patches. And then down the back straightaway, this is one of the roughest parts of the racetrack. We talked about Elliott Sadler having trouble in practice yesterday keeping his car off the track. That was the worst place for it.
Yeah. And it just, normally you can look at that splitter when you come in and get an idea of what's happening with your race car, but because you're hitting it down the straightaway, it gets all the way across there, so it makes it difficult to decide exactly what to do.
Now, if you're here in a test session, you could have telemetry and some data acquisition on there to tell you what your car's doing in the corners, but without that, you use these little rub rails that they put on the splitter to try to see where the car is actually traveling to. Most of the time, most of the tracks you go to, it's in the corner where it travels the most. Not so here because it's so rough down the backstretch.
As you see, you talk about those seams. I'm hearing a lot more conversation about those seams this time, of how much it's affecting these race cars. And we'll get another shot back in turn 1 eventually with some other cars. But not only is it the seams that we see running with the track, but there also are places where the track is cracked and they're going down across, and that's affecting these cars quite a bit too.
So Jackson, the first driver to complete his 2 laps of qualifying. And the first of his 2 laps will be the quickest of them, a little bit better than 163 miles an hour. And again, everybody's going to make the show, so Just make your laps, get it done, and bring it back, get it ready to race.
Yeah, well, whatever work they did after practice yesterday picked them up a couple of seconds, so they're going in the right direction with it.
That helps.
And usually you're looking for tenths. They picked up a couple of seconds.
Tim Schendel coming out in Jimmy Means' 52 car. Schendel, a veteran from Wisconsin. I say veteran, he's 32 years old, but we've seen him around Midwestern racing and around this Nationwide Series on and off the last few years. Looking to make his 4th start of this season out of the 5 races that will be run, and one of several drivers that'll be in the field for today who have never run at this particular racetrack. With this series now just running here once a year, drivers that haven't competed here before, we see a number of them this weekend that are coming here for the very first time, and there is a lot to learn about running this racetrack.
Yeah, they'll go away with a greater appreciation of what it takes to get around this racetrack, but they'll probably go away, some of them shaking their heads about just how difficult it is also.
You talk about banking. This racetrack's banking, it's a little deceiving looking. It's only 14 degrees. Now you compare that to, say, Michigan, which is the track most similar to this. When Roger Penske built this speedway in the late 1990s, it was sort of a copy of his track in Michigan, but not exact. It actually has 4 degrees less banking, and the transition into the corner is also seemingly a difference to the drivers here versus Michigan.
Yeah, I've said a lot of years getting questions from fans, what was my favorite racetrack? And Michigan was at the top of the list. I just loved racing there. And when they built this track saying it was going to be like that, man, I was so excited to come out here. Got out here on the racetrack and I said, well, it might look like it by some of the things that are around here, but it drives nothing like it whatsoever. It is so totally different. And it's those transitions into and out of the corners that make the, and the lack of banking makes it totally different.
And over the years, it's become a lot more difficult because of the bumps and seams. The cracks get wider over time. The weather, makes these where they have to put tar into the seams. When the track was new and had new asphalt, it was fairly smooth and had a lot of grip.
Character, though, makes for better racing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the difficulty doesn't come in that you're limited to one groove around here. You know, you basically, we could put these cars 5 wide, and we may see them like that on some restarts today.
Second lap for Tim Schendel, a little bit quicker, and puts him on the provisional pole position, 166.7 mile-an-hour average. A number that we expect will be quite a bit higher when the fast guys get to running at the end of this qualifying session. There it is, 14 degrees banking in the corner, 11 degrees down this front stretch, and even the back stretch has got 3 degrees of banking, but those 4 degrees difference in the banking of the turns between this track and the other 2-mile track in Michigan, that turns out to be quite a difference at 180 miles an hour inside a 3,500-pound race car.
Yeah, you just don't get that downforce and that security that you really feel like you need. And you couple that with, again, the asphalt never seemingly have a ton of grip. Then it just adds to the difficulty. And again, you're having to drive these cars with the tapered spacers so hard in this Nationwide Series that you need something to hold you as you get down in there over 180 miles per hour.
Yeah, and you got so much time to build up that speed. These straightaways are so long. And you have all that speed when you get to these flat corners.
Yeah, when we get into the race later this afternoon, we'll talk and see a lot of with drafting really comes into play because of the speeds and the length of these straightaways.
Well, that car did not want to turn in turn number 2, did it? You'd see the speed graph there take a dive for Mike Harmon.
Looked like Mike thought it was going to turn and drove it on in there, but it just didn't, the car didn't agree.
Yeah, that could have been a situation of hitting that splitter because you go off down in there, and if it hits it, it literally feels like at times it picks the front tires up off the ground. And so you're just waiting, and then hoping that it might turn.
That's always comfortable, huh?
Yeah.
Front tires off the ground at 160 or 70 miles an hour.
Looks like Mike's just going to take the one lap.
One and done. So Mike Harmon, second of 3 that have gone so far. Very early, though, in qualifying here at Auto Club Speedway of Southern California. We'll see people like Allgaier, Stenhouse, Keselowski later on. They've got very quick cars. Live at Auto Club Speedway of Southern California with NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying. David Green, former series champion in the 70 car, latest one to run, second fastest of the 4 that have gone so far for the Kentucky native. And up next on the racetrack is Daryl Harr, back aboard this 4-car.
He's a 2002 CASCAR Western Series champion up in Canada. His father also won it in 2001. So father and son combination win that.
Seen Daryl on and off in the last couple of years in a few different NASCAR series. We've seen him on the West Series before. And here in the Nationwide Series, making his 3rd start of this season. Let's see what the numbers look like here. That'll be second quick so far. And it's kind of a funny thing, you know, I talk about drivers that have never run the Nationwide Series at this racetrack. There are 11 of them going to be in this race. Daryl is one of them. So you're in that kind of awkward spot of you want to go fast. You want to go as fast as you can go, but you know there is no point taking a chance on bending the race car in qualifying because you're in the race.
Yeah, and if you haven't been here before, of course, they're getting a break today. A lot of times they would be in the sun, this racetrack getting very slick and trying to run, as Andy pointed out at the top of the show. They have their race set up in these cars and trying to get speed out of that. So you want to go get a feel for what your car has, but you don't want to take it over the line either.
So second quick so far out of 5 cars that have run for Daryl Harr in that number 4 machine. We've had a pretty interesting start to this Nationwide Series season so far through the first 4 races. Remember Daytona, the season opener? Top 10 wreck in turn 4, coming to the checkered flag. And James Buescher, who couldn't get anybody to draft with him in those last laps, finds a way through the mess. It ended up working out for him. And he took home the trophy in the season opener. He's getting ready to go qualify at California today. Shannon's with him.
That's right, Alan, and he's watching those highlights. You see the big smile on his face. But we were just talking about the weather, a little bit different than it was yesterday. How do you think that this is going to affect things for you guys?
You know, it's hard to say. I don't really know. You know, it was hot yesterday when we practiced, kind of cold and overcast right now. So I'm hoping there's more grip in the racetrack than there was yesterday. You know, our car was really tight, especially on the exit of turn 2 yesterday, and we struggled to find a balance because if we'd fixed that, we would be loose ends. So I feel like at the end of practice we had a pretty decent balance. The speed might have been a little bit off, but I think there's room for some improvement on my part, and I think our car had a decent balance. So when we did our mock qualifying run yesterday, it drove pretty good. So we'll see what happens here in a little bit.
You haven't raced here since 2010. How much has the track changed? We did see a lot of bumps yesterday in practice.
Well, it's hard for me to say how much the track's changed because I've never driven these cars here. Last time I raced here, it was the old style car, so that's another curveball for me. But you know, I would say that there's less grip now than there was then. I don't know if it's the cars or the track, but I would say a little bit of both. And you know, I don't really know, you know, if it is the track or not. But we worked a lot yesterday on getting our car to handle better, and I feel like by the end of practice it had a pretty good balance, a good raceable car. So I'm looking forward to finish his car on track today.
Something else he's looking forward to, Alan, turning 22. That's going to happen on Monday.
I'm telling you, 22 and racing in big-time NASCAR racing.
And he's already won at Daytona.
Yeah, how about that? One of 4 winners so far this year. Elliott Sadler with a pair of victories. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. with a win at Vegas, and Buescher the Daytona win. All non-Cup drivers that have won races. Buescher's team, Turner Motorsports, a Nationwide Series only team. The other 3 Sprint Cup affiliated teams. The technology and so on does tend to show itself that those teams are able to get their hands on.
Yeah, Turner Group doing a really good job over there. They got great equipment, engines from Hendrick, so you know they do have a little bit of connection to the Cup side, but basically on the car side they're on their own.
As we watch Morgan go here, back to something that James Busher said early in that interview was about his race car making adjustments. It was tight off the corners, but if they adjusted that out, then he got loose on the entry. So in that situation, I think when I got in that type of situation as a driver, I always look, okay, I need that security getting into the corner because you have to carry that speed. Then I might have to adjust my line a little bit to help that. If I can stay wider getting in the corner, since we've got it comfortable doing that, then maybe I can get a straighter shot coming on the exit of the corner, and that will take care of that problem.
Morgan's car was doing a little dance there, entering the corner. It's going to be the second fastest lap of those that have run so far, and he's going to do one and done. So Morgan, a little bit better than 166.6 miles an hour. He is second fastest, going to make his 325th NASCAR Nationwide Series start later on today. Austin Dillon's got a shot at the pole. He's coming up late in the qualifying order. Back live, Auto Club Speedway of Southern California, NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying, where there is a new leader atop the board. Eric Darnell in that 40 car just finished at 170.112 miles an hour. Send him to the top of the stack. We are determining the starting order for race 5 of the season that you'll see later on this afternoon over on ESPN. Our coverage beginning with NASCAR Countdown. Let's see, 4 races. 3 different winners. No Sprint Cup regular has won yet this year. Joe Gibbs Racing has won 7 consecutive races at this track, but Kyle Busch is driving for somebody else this afternoon. Who's it going to be? How's it all going to turn out? Join us starting at 5 Eastern Time on ESPN. Also, watch live on ESPN.com and the Watch ESPN app. And that car zooming past the camera is Josh Wise, native of Riverside, California, just not far from here. Of course, I talked about the long history and tradition of NASCAR racing in Southern California. They ran races at the old road course at Riverside from 1958 to 1988. They ran races at the old 2.5-mile Indianapolis replica, if you will, Ontario Motor Speedway, that's just, what, about 4 miles from this track site. From, what was that, 70s? Early 70s to early 80s, right? 1971 or so to 1981 for Ontario?
I don't know. I wasn't born yet.
Oh, yes, you were.
You can see the track was pretty rough for Josh Wise. His car had a pretty harsh ride over the bumps.
But fast enough to go to the top of the board. And Josh Wise at 170.3 miles an hour. Well, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is going to be our ESPN in-race reporter for this afternoon. He's got a pretty speedy car for this one as well, doesn't he, Shannon?
That's right, Alan. Horsepower, no lack of that when you won at Vegas. How is that translated to this track this weekend?
That always helps, especially at California. And when temperatures are like they are right now, you need all the horsepower you can get, because normally the grip level is there for our race car. But hopefully the grip level of our car matches the confidence that I'm going to have going into it. You know, I think our Roush Fenway Ford Mustang was fast yesterday. Temperatures are a little different. You know, track's going to be a little different, but hopefully before the race gets here, the sun's going to come out and it'll get a little slick. We made some changes, and I think they were in the right direction, so we'll see how it goes.
Walk me through your approach to the seams on the racetrack, because you do hear a lot of drivers talk about those.
You know, it's funny. I was talking to Brad Sweet. We drove around the track yesterday, and I was like, man, you're really going to need rear grip over these seams. But they haven't seemed that bad because we've been so tight here. It seems like everybody's car is really, really tight, and those seams haven't been as bad as they normally are. But you never know, you know, when it comes in the race and all the air is going. But I assume there'll be a problem before the day's over.
All right, good luck to you. Alan?
Thanks, Shannon. Stenhouse Jr., one of the last cars to go in qualifying because he was very quick in practice yesterday. 5-minute clock for Scott Riggs, who was supposed to be the one on the track qualifying now. This is TJ Bell.
And he goes to the top.
$171.274 miles an hour for TJ, and he's going to go for 2.
Yeah, we've seen not even half the cars go for 2 laps. But most of the cars that have gone for 2 have gone faster, so kind of surprised not to see more of them.
I think he might have just waved it off.
I think he did. Must have felt something there that second lap that told him it wasn't going to be quicker. So no reason to waste a lap.
So TJ Bell, new leader in NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying here at Auto Club Speedway of Southern California. Still to come, Eric McClure, Robert Richardson, and Benny Gordon. NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying ongoing here at Auto Club Speedway of Southern California. Benny Gordon just finished his run in that 24 car. First lap of the 2 faster for him at a little bit better than 168.8 miles an hour. And on the track now is Robert Richardson Jr., the Texan, looking to put his car into whatever place he earns on the grid. A couple of weeks from now, after I guess what we'll call Nationwide Series spring break in the schedule, will be at Robert's home track in Fort Worth, Texas.
His first lap clocked him in 6th quickest. See if he can pick it up here.
Can be hard to. Just shut it off.
First lap better of the 2 for Richardson, and that puts 6th out of 12 so far for car 23. A new era of open wheel racing begins on ABC as the Eyes on IndyCar Series hits the streets of St. Petersburg tomorrow. Defending champion Dario Franchitti begins his quest for a 5th series title, while Helio Castroneves looks to recapture his past glory. It's the Honda Grand Prix of St. Petersburg tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern on ABC. Of course, one of the things that'll be different about the Eyes on IndyCar Series this year, Danica Patrick will not be there. She'll be here in the NASCAR Nationwide and NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. They've got new technology over there this year, new cars, interesting lineup, driver team pairings, that kind of thing. Should be a lot of fun.
A lot of good things for that. Should be an interesting race to watch.
Eric McClure on track now and has just gone to the top of the board in that 14 car.
That's P1. P1 right there, buddy. I don't know what it was. They didn't tell me on the radio there. P1. Bring it back.
That's Wes Ward, the crew chief on the car. He's telling him to shut it off because that's the fastest lap so far.
So Eric McClure, the new leader in Nationwide Series qualifying. After 13 of 43 cars. Here's Jeremy Clements.
Jeremy really struggled with his car yesterday in practice. Really tight. Having a lot of problems with the front tires getting grip. Ricky Pearson and the bunch working on it pretty hard. Looks like they got it. Looks like it was going pretty good, but it looked like he had to get out of the throttle a little bit over there in turn 2. Maybe they haven't got it totally fixed.
Yeah, such a fine line is to getting the car to where it's not too tight. Will turn where you stay in the throttle on the exit of these corners, because we talked about how long these straightaways are. You've got to stay in the throttle and get as much that straightaway speed as you can.
Team looking for a little bit of good luck here this weekend. Had a couple of things catch them up during the course of these opening 4 races that set them back a little bit. Jeremy 11th in the Nationwide Series Championship coming in.
You can see Tony Clements. That's he builds the engines. He's a big part of this team. Obviously, he's Jeremy's father, but he's having some trouble over there. You can see right there, turn 1. They've got definitely carrying speed in there, just not able to carry it off the corner.
3rd fastest on his first lap, 2nd one tracking right in that same neighborhood. And just a tick slower for Clements, so 3rd fastest for now out of 15. Scott Riggs, the 5-minute clock has expired on him. He'll not make a qualifying effort here. Trevor Bayne will in a little while, signing some autographs for the fans on his way out to the pit lane and his fast Ford. As qualifying continues here in California for the NASCAR Nationwide Series, Tim Andrews rolling back in, has just finished the 4th fastest lap so far in the 08 car. And Chase Miller is on the track. and has shut it down after one lap and rolling back in. Next up to qualify will be Jeff Green in the 10 car. A young driver who's making his way in the Nationwide Series for the first time this season is with Shannon.
Yeah, that's right. That's Taylor Malsom. He's been in the top 10 the entire year so far. I know you're looking forward to this race. How's the car been in practice so far?
It's been good. We fought tight all first part of practice, put some new tires on. It helped a lot. We didn't make a mock-up run yesterday or anything, but the Steel Camrys should be pretty good in qualifying. I think we got a good race car too, and real proud of the guys. They worked real hard with the low budget we got, and we're just still staying in points, and I'm so happy to be here.
Thanks, Taylor.
Of course, Taylor Malsom we saw in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series last couple of years, and making the transition to the Nationwide Series now. Here is former series champion Jeff Green, who looked like he did a little hop, skip, and a jump off into the corner there.
So it cost him some speed too.
Yeah, there's nothing to do at that point except roll out of the throttle a little bit whenever the car is not comfortable trying to carry the speed down into the corner.
Maybe hang on a little tighter.
I promise you to do that.
When we see these tires jumping up and down in the splitter, as we will here as the car goes down the backstretch like this, waving up and down, how much of that do you feel inside the seat? I mean, are you really getting bounced up and down like you're riding down a dirt road or something?
Yeah, it really does. A lot of that, what you're seeing, is transferring right into the cockpit and into the seat of the race car. So this is one of those that, I mean, these drivers will be continuously tightening their belts throughout the day. It moves you around that much, and it's a pretty violent ride around here.
Jeff Green's second quickest. Second lap was quickest of the two, and 171.3 miles an hour for the former series champ, Jeff Green. $18 cars to go. Fastest that have gone, 18 cars have gone. Fastest of them so far, driven by Eric McClure. Mike?
And he had a big smile on his face when he got out of his race car, Alan. Tell me about that lap.
That was a really good lap for us. We struggled yesterday in practice. We had issues with the car hitting the racetrack and a feeling I wasn't used to. So we put Jeff Green in the car, utilized that, and he helped me out a little bit more than he helped the car, and we were able to pick up quite a bit today. So this is one of my worst racetracks, and you know, for me to be solidly in the middle of the field is good.
Yeah, I would say to turn a lap like that at one of his worst racetracks, Alan, not so bad.
That's why he's smiling like he is. Mike, and Eric McClure, leader in qualifying so far. 41 car driven by Blake Cook, the 26-year-old from Florida. Saw Blake last season in the Nationwide Series for the first time full-time. And as he begins his sophomore campaign, he looks to make his second start at this racetrack.
This is a driver, a young driver that's shown have a lot of talent behind the wheel, makes good decisions on the racetrack, just looking to get that break that will get him in a ride that really can showcase what he really can do.
Probably the biggest challenge for a young driver right now in the economy being what it is and the sponsorship market being what it is finding the backing.
Good lap there, dude. Good lap.
To have a car that can get up there and race against the Joe Gibbses and the Richard Childresses and learn those lessons.
Yeah, it sure makes it difficult when you don't have that. So much different than other sports where talent really gets you where you need to go.
Blake Cook to the top of the board with his lap. Fastest so far, Elliott Sadler still to come. He's got 2 wins this year already. New leader in NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying. Here at Auto Club Speedway of Southern California, it is Scott Speed in the 47 car, who's gone to top of the board just seconds ago at 172.171 miles an hour.
So far, we've had 8 different drivers hold that top spot in this session. It's kind of the way it works when you have the slowest to the fastest in order of qualifying going out.
Joey Gase, 39 car on the racetrack.
We can see Joey Gase carried a lot of speed right there between 1 and 2, but then looks like he had to get out of the throttle coming off the corner.
Yeah, you'll pay that price a lot of times. I mean, you're trying to go around here as close to wide open as you possibly can, but as soon as that car bottoms out or just gets away from you a little bit and you have to crack the throttle, it costs you a lot of time.
Well, you got to give the car an opportunity. He did that. He just didn't take it.
Joey slots in the 10th position out of 21 that have gone so far. Here is Danica Patrick on the racetrack. Coming back to this speedway in a stock car for the 3rd time.
Well, I'll tell you, she came off turn 2 and really got close to that wall. You can see she didn't have to get out of the throttle, though.
Why they put it way out there so you can use up all that track. And she did, but that's what you have to do if you're going to carry the speed.
Got a big birthday coming up on Sunday.
One of those round numbers?
Yeah. I'm not going to say which one it is. You might get mad.
New pole sitter with that lap. Just shy of 173 mile an hour average for Danica in the 7 car, and goes to the top of the board. Last time she raced here a couple of years ago was running inside the top 15 into the final laps when there was a little incident off of turn number 2 that swept up a number of cars.
She kind of got the worst end of the deal in it.
Very much.
That's about 6/10 quicker than what she ran yesterday, so it's a good lap for her. Talking to her last week at Bristol a little bit, she was excited about coming back here, knowing that she'd run well. She feels like that their program on these 1.5 to 2 mile racetracks is very good. See, she slows down just about a 1/2 tenth on that 2nd lap. But she was excited about coming here and the prospects of running in the top 5 or top 10 for sure.
She seems way more comfortable on these bigger racetracks. You can watch this first lap coming off turn 2. Right there, I mean, she just before having to get out of the throttle. Stayed off of it just a little.
What'd you say before? She gave the car a chance?
She gave an opportunity to stick, and it did.
There you go. Danica Patrick, new leader in qualifying. Shannon?
Yeah, and your points leader, Elliott Sadler, he's just climbed in his car, strapped in. I know you guys had some problems in practice, sat out the first half because of bump in the track. How confident are you that you guys got it fixed?
Well, we definitely made some changes to this Pierre drive-through sandwiches car, and we just see what we got. I guess I'll be the first one to find out when I drive down into turn 1, but we did make a lot of changes. We relied on our teammates a lot from yesterday, but we were hitting the racetrack a lot, just a splitter on the racetrack, which you run through that sometimes. But here it's such a bumpy track, it's kind of hard how much it is, to figure out how much it is. And so we made a bunch of changes, Shannon. We'll go out there and run it. And it's a 300-mile race. We got a lot of pit stops to work on if we need to, but I got enough confidence in these guys. We'll get it straight before it's over with.
Thanks, Elliott. Guys?
All right, Shannon, thank you. And new leader, Mike Wallace.
Put it to the top. Talked to Elliott a good bit this morning just about the racetrack and his car and different things. And after we diagnosed how lucky North Carolina Tar Heels were to win that, we got into talking about the racetrack. But he was telling me just how rough this racetrack is and how difficult it is with the splitter hitting on the straightaway to adjust your car and get everything exactly right. And they really had their hands full yesterday.
Yeah, but they've got a lot of momentum coming into here. We saw that average finish of 2.0, average start of 4.0. That's going to take you a long way. Even if you're having problems during the weekend, you can overcome a lot when you have that kind of momentum.
Well, there's the new leader, Mike Wallace, top of the board in qualifying so far, displacing Danica Patrick, who displaced Scott Speed, who's alongside Mike.
Yeah, I was going to say, Alan, things are changing rapidly around here. It wasn't too long ago this guy was on the provisional pole. A great lap, Scott. How would you describe it?
Awesome. It was interesting. It's the 3rd lap we've done this weekend. We didn't have tires for qualifying, so we tried to only do like 1 or 2 laps in practice. But I mean, the thing is pretty fast. I mean, if you understood what it was, I think you'd be impressed too. It's impressive that with what the resources we have, we can actually get this thing to qualify as well as we do. So it's cool.
And truly one of the underdog stories here today, Alan, Scott Speed, indeed.
Curtis Key Racing trying to make do in these difficult times. And Scott Speed did indeed not. I didn't hear the throttle crack when he ran it around there, that's for sure.
I'll tell you, Scott Speed's a really talented race car driver and kind of got displaced out of the Sprint Cup Series, but he's one of those that I think has a lot of potential, a lot of talent.
Joe Nemechek, 2nd fastest with his first lap. 173 miles an hour and change.
On pace to better that here on this 2nd lap if he can get down in and through turn 3 here. He's able to get back to the throttle, yeah, and pick up that speed coming off the corner. Looks like he's going to go to the top. Just missed.
Just missed.
Yeah. Close, but 2nd. By just a skosh. Joe Nemechek to the outside of the front row for the moment after 24 of 43 cars. Kyle Busch has won the last 3 NASCAR Nationwide Series races here at Auto Club Speedway of Southern California. He was driving for Joe Gibbs Racing. Today, he drives for Kyle Busch Motorsports. Can he make it 4 straight? Can the Gibbs guys, Joey Logano or Brian Scott, keep the Gibbs streak going to 8? Or will it be Sadler or Stenhouse or somebody else? Coverage on ESPN at 5 Eastern, starting with NASCAR Countdown. Clicking off some pretty quick laps in NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying. Taylor Malsom, heard from him a little bit ago, has just qualified 5th fastest in the 19 car. And just finishing his run and shutting it down on the back straightaway is the new pole sitter, Mike Bliss. In the 44 car, Mike at 173.444 miles an hour in the 44. Danica Patrick now bumped back to 4th fastest, Michael.
Yeah, and she's been in deep thought since she's gotten out of the race car. How would you assess that lap?
Well, they both were different. The first lap I was a little out of shape and loose through 1 and 2. I was just trying to keep it flat for as long as I could, and I think that the difference between coming out of it a little bit and keeping some throttle in and coming all the way off of it is different. So I tried to do the second lap a little bit more traditional, but I got a push down in 3 and 4. So at the end of the day, it's probably not going to be the best qualifying I've ever had, but hopefully it keeps us just in the top 20 where we can work from there and work our way up to the top 10 throughout the day.
Best of luck in the race this afternoon.
Thanks.
Alan?
Things are getting serious up front.
Yeah, what did I say about momentum that this team's carrying? Yeah, they had problems yesterday in practice and missed a lot of track time, but boy, did they get it fixed. That's the fastest lap of the weekend so far.
176.904 miles an hour for Elliott Sadler, new leader in qualifying. And unlike normally in this inverse, they line the cars up in reverse order of the speed they posted in practice. That's a number, because he struggled in practice some, that guys are going to have to take a shot at knocking him off from.
Yeah, that's going to be a pretty hard lap to beat. I think there may be a few cars that can challenge that lap, including his teammate, which had the fastest lap yesterday, but that's a good one.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to hurt his average start, which we saw was 4.0, so I don't think it's going to be outside of that. But it sure gives these other guys something to think about, and realizing now that there is speed in this racetrack.
Does that make you, and you're sitting on the line waiting for your time to go, you see one of those big fast laps, does that make a difference in how you go about your lap?
Yeah, and can be an advantage or work to your disadvantage too, because then it's easy to overdrive the car.
Brian Scott, second quickest, but a pretty quick lap there too. He's in the 176 mile an hour bracket, 176.108 for Scott, driving one of those Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas. Remember, the Gibbs team has won 7 straight here, going for an 8th straight at this track this afternoon. The Eyes on IndyCar Series hits the streets of St. Petersburg tomorrow to begin a new era of open-wheel racing on ABC. Defending champ Dario Franchitti looks for a 5th Series championship. Helio Castroneves, one of the contenders. There's the Ganassi guys, and a great field getting ready to go in the Honda Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. ABC, 12:30 Eastern on Sunday, and that should be a good one. Got 15 cars to go in NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying, setting the starting grid for this afternoon's 300-miler here at the Auto Club Speedway of Southern California. Kyle Busch has won the last 3 straight Nationwide Series events here. Those were in Joe Gibbs cars. He's in the Kyle Busch Motorsports Toyota today and using up all of the track in turn 2.
Wrecking loose, yeah. A lot of times you see those cars, we see them high on the exit of the corner, you think, well, the car might be pushing, but in this case, Kyle was trying to stay in the throttle, but he couldn't turn the steering wheel to shorten the track any there, so just extremely loose.
Yeah, you can see just how much time he's losing. He's still tracking 3rd overall.
But as we get to these faster cars that are coming up, that's going to drop back quite a bit.
And by the way, just so you don't discount Kyle's chances today, in this race a year ago, driving the Gibbs 18, he did not lead all race long, really struggled, and so his then crew chief Jason Ratcliffe left the 18 car out on the track when people began peeling off to pit for the final time. After everybody pitted for 4 tires, he said, come on in, Kyle, we'll get 2. Went out with a 7-second lead, a 5-second lead. He won by 0.7 of a second. He didn't have the fastest car, but he still took home the trophy.
Yeah, he got to the line first, and that's how it works. You don't have to have the fastest car at the end, although it's great to do that.
Always nice, but he's not going to have the fastest car here this weekend either. This team's still struggling as they try to get up and started.
Was kind of my point. Don't count him out from making it 4 straight today, because there's more than one way to win a race here. Kyle, third fastest behind Elliott Sadler and Brian Scott. Michael?
And Mike Wallace, we were just having a conversation off camera here about how bumpy the racetrack was. What was it like for you?
Well, Mike, I tell you what, going down the back straightaway, thinking about pops the front wheels out of your hands, but down in 1 and 2 is very rough. But all in all, you know, the 01 Global Barter Corporation Chevrolet was pretty good for us today, and excited about being here in California. They had a lot of great fan support this weekend, a lot of big turnout for autograph sessions and that, and I'm excited you're interviewing me. So, I mean, certain things are cool, but the racetrack's really rough. I don't know you'll see that much on television, but if they will show it close, you'll see the wheels bouncing up and down, going straight. But it should be a great race today. Weather's different than it normally is. Got a lot of overcast out here, but should be good to go.
Always a good interview, Mike Wallace, and great analysis as well, Alan, I would say.
Yeah, he's been at this a little while.
Yeah, nice to see him have a sponsor on the car this week, too, and running well.
Yeah, this team does a good job. A small team out of Spartanburg, South Carolina that does a good job with what they have, and their cars are getting better and better every week.
Trevor Bayne looks like he's going to be one and done. Third fastest lap in that 60 car for Roush Fenway Racing. Comes into the race third in the championship in the Nationwide Series, and still with those question marks hanging over his head about where it goes from here.
And watch that car bouncing around and sideways there. One lap's all out of taking 2.
Well, this year's pole so far is over 2 miles an hour quicker than it was last year. So in combination with the new left side tire and maybe these conditions that are almost ideal for qualifying, we see a lot higher speed.
I think conditions and getting probably better race cars than what they had here with this car last year, too. They've learned a lot about these cars.
Talked with him earlier, the Daytona winner, James Buescher, on the racetrack now. The 21-year-old Texan, making what would be his third start in the Nationwide Series at this track, but you heard James say the other 2 were in the older generation Nationwide Series car. This is first time here in the new generation machine.
And I think he wasn't exactly sure there. They might have made some changes to this race car. You can see he was very tentative getting down into turn 1, didn't carry the speed, and that obviously hurt his speed down the back straightaway.
This guy knows how to qualify, though. He's got 2 poles. Got to have the car under you to do it, though.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's not going to be the lap he wanted, so we'll look for him to go for 2 here.
You're getting completely out of the throttle to set the front end this time. You do what you have to do to make the adjustments, but if the car just doesn't agree, there's only so much you can do with it.
He is tracking a little bit quicker. You can see he got into that corner with a little more speed, was able to pick the throttle up and drive off the corner. So this is going to be a little faster lap for him. He's got 300 miles to get it right.
Now, this is going to be quite a bit better, actually. You can see now tracking 5th. He's going to move up.
And indeed it will be 5th fastest for Buescher, 173.7 miles an hour. And with 31 cars to go, leaves us a dozen left to run here at California for the moment. Talk about the Joe Gibbs Racing streak. Brian Scott being one of the drivers looking to continue that on today. Joey Logano will be another. Logano got into that skirmish with Greg Biffle a couple of years ago here, but managed to drive on to victory lane. Today in the Gibbs 18 car, Shannon, and hoping he can be the guy to make it 8 straight for the team.
Well, Joey, I know I don't have to remind you about Joe Gibbs Racing's record here at this racetrack. Of course, you got it done back then. What do you got for us today here?
I think I got a really good Translux Toyota here. It was really good in practice. Temperature's obviously down right now, so speeds are going to be way up. And even after a cup practice over there, we noticed how much grip the track had right now. So kind of interested to see what's going to happen. We never made a mock run, so how much throttle I'll be able to hold down into the corner, whether we'll be trying to hold it wide open or we'll be lifting or not. We'll have to see, but it'll be interesting either way, that's for sure.
Absolutely interesting. A lot of fun to watch him try to get that win. Alan?
Shannon, thanks. We'll look forward to seeing Joey on the track in a little bit. Brendan Gaughan in the 33, 3rd fastest.
Good lap as Brendan runs a few of these races.
Wow, check out the apron right there. You can see he caught some air with the left side tire. It really is rough.
So Brendan for now 3rd out of 32. Here is Michael Annett, Richard Petty Motorsports Ford Mustang.
back to something Joey Logano said there, his intentions are to try to run around here pretty much wide open. That's always a battle between your foot and your rear end, telling you exactly what you can and what you really want to do and going to be able to accomplish.
Wow. You can see Michael really pushing the issue there. Car not quite agreeing with his level of commitment.
It just cost him a little time. I think you see something like that, the car really stepping out. He really didn't crack the throttle. It was just that moment of lack of grip there with the back end that cost a little bit of time. See the exit of the corners where he is struggling.
And give the old 5-time champ Jimmy Johnson the credit for his line. Will the grip level match my commitment? 6th fastest on lap 1 for Michael Annett. And sounds like he's going for 2. Doesn't look like it's going any better through turn 2. Michael's had a couple of good runs to start the season for a team and an effort that came together kind of late.
Really been impressed to watch him. I mean, he's had a good car at these tracks. He's been aggressive behind the wheel, doing a lot of things, not to create problems, but just in making passes, and been fun to watch so far.
I'm surprised that Richard Petty Motorsports has been able to put as good an effort out in this series right off the bat without a lot of time to prepare, but they have. They've got good cars and good runs so far.
6th fastest for Michael Annett in the Petty 43. Talked about drivers who've never run in the Nationwide Series at this track before. That's Brad Sweet getting ready to make his initial qualifying effort. Ten cars to go in NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying. Kenny Wallace, 2nd fastest in the 09 car. Good effort for Herm. On the track, finishing up his qualifying run, Jason Bowles had a pretty solid lap. Had to put him 6th quickest for the moment. They're all chasing Elliott Sadler, who is on the pole for the moment and who is standing by with Michael Sorrow.
And you know, Alan, after practice, they were 17th on the speed chart, but crew chief Luke Lambert told me we're a lot faster than the speed chart shows. I guess so, the fastest lap of the weekend so far.
I'm just proud of my guys. We did struggle a little bit yesterday, and we made wholesale changes. I mean, pretty much everything but the steering wheel this morning, and the guys made some good adjustments. I don't think they'll beat a pole. I still left a lot out there, but we are a long ways ahead of where we were yesterday, and I feel good about the balance of the car. I really feel like that we're right in the middle where we need to be. We can go tighter, we can go loose. So thanks to everybody back at ECR for great engines. Everybody here, Pierre Drive-Thru Sandwiches with the Autism logo also on the quarter panel means a lot to me. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and try to win 2 in a row today, Mike.
Confidence still very high in the 2 camp, Alan.
Mike thanks Cole Witt, 6th fastest on his first lap. And yeah, when you've won 2 out of 4 races to start the season, your confidence should be pretty high.
Yeah, and especially after the gains they made from yesterday. That's got to give you so much confidence to know that they could go and make those kind of changes and be that good. And, you know, their history so far this year has proven that they're one of the, if not the best car on the track.
Like Cole Witt's going to slow down a little bit on his 2nd lap, but a good effort on that first one's got him 6 quicks. This young man has impressed me a lot. I think as he gets on with these racetracks and learns a little bit more about these cars, it's going to be somebody that could go to victory lane before this year's over.
California native said this is the closest track to his home, but he's never driven on it until this weekend. Not just raced on it, never driven on it until this weekend. Cole Witt, 6th fastest. As we get down to the final 7 cars, let's check in with Shannon.
Austin Dillon sitting here listening to music, actually, on his iPhone, listening to a little Johnny Cash and a little bit of everything. You guys pretty fast. I mean, you've never been to this racetrack before. How were you able to pick it up so quickly?
Well, I like these big places. You know, I really adapted to Michigan well, too. So it's pretty similar. I really realized yesterday that you can overdrive this place pretty easy. So qualifying's been pretty fun, though. You can really go after it and get some right here. So I'm looking forward to it. I just want to thank Nationwide Insurance for letting us all come out here and play and have fun, and Advocare for getting us to the track.
Thank you. And Alan, the sun did just start to pop out, so watch how that changes the track in just a few laps.
Yeah, Shannon, track temperature had jumped up from 72 degrees to 83 degrees over the course of qualifying so far. And now with that sun coming out, these last few guys could be interesting.
Yeah, this could really pay off for Elliott Sadler. He put that lap down earlier when there was quite a bit overcast, and it's getting quite a bit brighter. See, the track temp is up, like you said, Alan. good 11 degrees. Air temp coming up.
And going to get even warmer because, like Shannon said, the sun literally just did pop through the overcast seconds ago. And I'll bet you that 83 number goes up quite a bit here in just these next 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, like you said, Elliott Sadler's hoping it will anyway.
You were an owner and a crew chief. What kind of music did your drivers listen to before they got ready to get into qualify?
You know, I don't think they, honestly, I don't think they did.
Times have changed a little, haven't they?
A little bit. Whatever it takes to get them in the mood.
That's right, exactly.
Here's Joey Logano in the Joe Gibbs Racing 18.
Well, this will be a test for Elliott Sadler's lap.
Tracking ahead of it so far, that line in the green.
Yeah, he had a good corner right there.
Yeah, he's talking
solid. He's talking about trying to carry the throttle. He did right there. I mean, he's going to carry, this speed will carry all the way down that back straightaway too. You can see almost 3/10 quicker than Elliott's lap. I'll tell you, this Joe Gibbs bunch hadn't won all those races here in a row by accident.
Yeah, exactly.
Great car.
His teammate on the Cup side won the pole, Denny Hamlin, for the Sprint Cup race here tomorrow.
Wow, what a lap this is.
Goodness.
There you go.
That's 6/10 faster than any lap that's been run.
178.984 miles an hour. New leader in qualifying, Joey Logano, with 5 cars to go. Mike?
Texas.
Okay.
I got 5 more races.
And just catching up with Kenny Wallace, we're kind of getting a debrief now on the future of this car. And, well, if they're looking for strength, look at the scoreboard. He's up there in the top 3 right now. You're doing things with the car on the racetrack to attract sponsorship, but how well is it working?
Well, you know, I'd rather be talking about how great my Toyota Camry is running, but the future is not bright right now for my team. The fact of the matter is that I do run up front every week, but we're searching for sponsorship. I will not be in this car at Texas unless I find sponsorship. We're looking for potential sponsors. I've emailed 65 proposals. Everybody's got something, you know, they want to do it, but nobody's got any money. But this car's black right now, and I love my life. And, you know, we'll go dirt racing. I'll go run USMTS if I can't get any sponsorship. But I'm okay. I just want to race. You know, I'm a racer. I run up front every week, so I want to keep this ball rolling.
Alan, he'll be loving life even more if he comes home with a real strong finish this afternoon.
Right now, qualified in the 3rd position is Kenny Wallace with 5 cars to go. Brad Sweet, 26-year-old from Grass Valley, California, making his Nationwide Series debut in this season and in this car. He's run 1 Nationwide race before.
Another one? It's 210, 200. Yes, run another one.
Now that car very unsettled. Coming to the green, coming off 4, he sounded like he had to get out of the throttle, and right there is not any better.
I know as a young driver, I wouldn't have been asking that question. I'd have brought that baby back and said, let's save this thing for the race. I know he used to bounce around on dirt tracks and things, but a lot more speed you're carrying here, but he did a nice job of holding on to it.
Yeah, Brad Sweet's got a similar background to Ricky Stenhouse. They've run open wheel cars and on dirt. They've run midgets and sprint cars. Brad Sweet has done the same kind of thing, so you know, we know that that's a good way to come up through the ranks.
Yeah, he's going to pick it up on this 2nd lap, so good thing he hung in there. It looks like just a little bit.
Jumps him up a couple of spots to 10th position. 174.4 miles an hour for Brad. I talked with him yesterday. He's been hanging around with the team for the first 4 races this season, watching from up on the spotter stand, talking to Casey Kane a lot, and was getting a lot of good advice from a lot of people. He said, now it's my turn. Buckle in and go get it done.
Yeah, up there watching and learning, and you know, that's all good, but it's get behind the seat. A lot of that stuff that they were telling you looks a lot different.
So Brad Sweet with a 10th position on the grid for the moment. 4 cars to go. The season so far in the Nationwide Series has been one of non-Sprint Cup regular drivers winning races. If you're looking for somebody to possibly bust that streak this afternoon, Joey Logano would be one you might want to pick. Here's another one you might want to pick. Brad Keselowski in the Penske 22.
2nd. Still a little bit off of Joey's stellar lap.
Yeah, but not a lot of drivers that I talked with talked about this being the car in race trim yesterday that looked the best in making longer runs and sustaining the speed.
Remember, they were in the hunt for the win at Las Vegas. The only other of these fast mile-and-a-half, 2-mile tracks that the series has run this year. They had the fueling problem that took them out of contention for the win. They were in the hunt for the lead and the win that day. And he would be a good one to keep an eye on for this afternoon's race. And speaking of momentum, right, got his big Sprint Cup win at Bristol last Sunday.
Oh, he did a great job of driving that car. He and Matt Kenseth had a great battle there the last 100 laps.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something. You win 2 races in a row at Bristol. I mean, winning 1 race at Bristol is hard enough. If you win 2 in a row, that tells you just how good he is.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr., the winner of that Las Vegas race, by the way, on the clock.
He was really disappointed last week at Bristol that they made a call to make a pit stop after leading late, and came in, made that stop, and got a 6th place finish out of it, and felt like they had a winning car.
Yeah, that race that he won at Vegas, he wasn't the best car all day long. He had himself up in the top 3 or 4. Keep complaining about a little bit of a loose situation but man, that last run that they made after that last restart, he just wore the field out then.
Left him. You heard him say, gonna have to run 2. Mike Kelly, his crew chief, looking on.
You see Mike Kelly, he's looking at the little monitor that we have down on pit road just to see the car so he can see what it looks like over the bumps and what line Ricky's running. You can see now Ricky's getting a lot better run through 1 and 2 on his 2nd lap.
He was 8th on his 1st lap. Ricky, our ESPN in-race reporter today. Got a question you'd like us to ask Ricky during the course of our coverage? Go to ESPN.com, keyword in-race reporter. And our coverage, of course, starting with NASCAR Countdown at 5 Eastern today over on ESPN. Second one going to be any better? Doesn't look it. If so, just fractionally.
Half a tenth.
But still in 8th position. So Stenhouse at 175.4 miles an hour with 2 cars to go. Inside the top 10, probably not as close to the front as he was expecting to be, though. Remember earlier he said he wanted the sun to come out, wanted it to really warm up and get hot and slick. Well, the sun only just came out. Maybe not soon enough for him.
He'll probably get his wish for the race this afternoon, though.
Justin Allgaier, 31 car, 2nd to last machine to run. Will it be the fastest? Not on this lap. That was some kind of number Joey Logano put up, wasn't it?
It really was. Like I said, it was actually almost 6 tenths faster than any practice lap that's been put up, and still almost a little over 4 tenths faster than 2nd place until, well, it looks like Justin Allgaier did take 2nd.
That's a pretty sporty number as well, but it's still going to be nearly 4 tenths off of Logano. 177.196 miles an hour. He ran a 40.63 there. Logano ran a 40.22.
Happened to see some people that sponsor this 31 car, and they were talking about just how much they enjoy their association with Justin Allgaier and what a great job and spokesperson he is. Not only does he do a great job on the track, but off it as well, and that's part of being a race driver this day and time and taking care of those sponsors.
See Joey Logano taking care of some of his fans there. Here's the fastest car in practice, Austin Dillon.
And the last one to run.
That lap he ran yesterday was some 6 tenths off of what he needs to run if he's going to get close to the pole here.
Yeah, he won't make the top 5 with the lap he ran yesterday. He's going to have to pick it up. We'll see if he can.
See if that music helped motivate.
Well, I'll tell you, I haven't seen that throttle light go out yet. Looks like he carried it all the way through there.
I don't think that there's anything about these big, fast racetracks that scares this young man at all.
It's like he did lose some time off of turn 2, though. Man, look how rough the track is for him. You know, you can help that a little bit with setup. But, boy, the track is just extremely rough.
That'll be a good lap for him. Not going to get the pole.
You're tight. Killed that lap. No good.
He wasn't happy with that lap. Maybe he's going to try a 2nd one. Nope. Or not.
Nope. So 4th fastest for Austin Dillon. And the qualifying session is over here at California. The field set for this afternoon's 300-mile go. Joe Gibbs Racing, with a series record, 7 consecutive wins at this track, goes for number 8 from pole position with Joey Logano behind the wheel of their very potent Toyota.
NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying is brought to you by Castrol GTX. Castrol GTX helps extend engine life. It's more than just oil, it's liquid engineering.
Now the field is set for this afternoon's 300-miler for the NASCAR Nationwide Series here at Auto Club Speedway of Southern California. A look at the first 10 rows of the starting grid. It'll be headed by Joey Logano.
I see another Joe Gibbs car in fourth row there with Brian Scott.
Kenny Wallace with a good run up in 6th. Ricky Stenhouse back in 10th.
Boy, back here you see Kyle Busch starting in that 8th row, not where he wants to start 15th.
And a couple of young drivers, Jason Bowles and Brad Sweet, qualifying in row number 7. Let's hear from some of the late qualifiers. Mike?
A strong qualifying effort by Brad Keselowski, 3rd, but you got to believe you might have been a little bit better. We see the damage on your splitter. What'd you hit?
Some kind of big object coming up to speed on the racetrack. Whatever it was, it exploded and did a lot of damage to the front of it. So hopefully we can get that fixed before the race starts, because you don't want this whole thing to come apart in the race. So I know the Discount Tire America's Tire Dodge team is working on it, and we'll see what we can come up with. Without that damage, had you not hit something, you think you'd be on top of the leaderboard right now? No, that 20 that Joey ran was strong. That was really, really strong. But, I think we probably could get a little more speed out of it for sure.
One thing is pretty fair to assess. I would think the 22 would be pretty good if they get this fixed in time for race time. Shannon?
Down here with Brad Sweet, 14th place qualifying effort. I know that you're working with Kasey Kahne, who's your mentor over here. I know you've been traveling to the race every weekend, listening in on the radio. How did what you learned over the first 4 weeks help prepare you for this week?
Well, I think we had a really good practice session yesterday, and the communication with Mike and just being comfortable with all the guys and being around the car and stuff helped a lot yesterday in practice. Today we were a little loose in qualifying, but we kind of know where we're at, and I think that we can get a lot better for the race. So I'm excited. You learn a lot, and you watch and everything, and you see what people do, and now it's time to put it all to good use. So we'll see what we got. Okay, so Kasey Kahne was just down here a second ago. I asked him if you guys raced on dirt, who would win? He said you. What do you think? Well, that's good, because he knows. But we get to race each other, quite a few times throughout the year on dirt, and I just get to do it a lot more. So he knows he could beat me over here on this side. But maybe one of these days he'll be able to beat me on dirt, and I'll be able to beat him over here. So we'll see. We have a lot of fun working together, and great clips, and Mike Shiplett and all the guys. We've come together and have a really good team here, and we're a tight bunch of guys. So we're looking forward to a good season. Thanks so much, Brad. Alan?
All right, Shannon, thanks. Always good to have a mentor when you're coming to a place and really switching types of racing. Brad doing a lot of racing on the dirt, the sprint cars and so on, and running this 2-mile track for the first time. Good to have somebody to lean on.
Yeah, Kasey Kahne also has the same kind of background, so they can relate to a lot of things and where they're similar maybe to some dirt experience or not. And I think that's a great thing for Brad Sweet to have a mentor like Kasey Kahne.
That's what he's used to racing.
I'm telling you, these things got tons of power. See these big wings and downforce. This is a show that they put on with these cars.
Yeah, and I think eventually that type of racing will benefit him. But right now it's just about learning these tracks and these cars and getting as much track time as he possibly can. But obviously he has a lot of talent, and Kasey Kahne knows that.
So Brad Sweet will go to post for the first time here at Auto Club Speedway in the Nationwide Series, and he'll do that from the 7th row. Joe Gibbs Racing will go looking to win their 8th consecutive race at this racetrack. They've led 2/3 of the laps in the last 7 races here with a pretty fair roster of drivers. Joey Logano starting on the pole for this one in an attempt to extend that record to 8 straight wins, Mike.
Lots of Joe Gibbs Racing pride on the line. They didn't leave anything on the racetrack here in this qualifying effort, Joey. An extremely fast time, but we just talked about the Joe Gibbs Racing streak here. Can you extend it?
I think so. I got a really good car today, so hopefully get the Translux out and keep it up front. It was obviously really quick in qualifying, and I think in race trim it was pretty good too. So a lot of fun on this racetrack, and track was a lot different today too, as cool as the weather was. So we'll see what happens when the race starts.
When you say it's a lot different, what exactly do you mean? We've heard about the bumps, we know about the seams. What affected you the most?
Yeah, we worked really hard in practice on getting our car to come over to seams well, and they added a lot of I don't know what is, like some crack filler or whatever through turn 2 and on the bottom side of it, and we worked really hard on getting our car to come over that stuff really well and focused on that. So Adam and the guys did a great job getting that thing good for me and allowing me to do what I want to do in race cars. So I feel like I got a car that can do it today. Congratulations. Thank you. Joey Logano will lead the field to the green this afternoon, Shannon.
Well, Mike, Justin Allgaier starting on that front row. You said the good news was, or is, that you qualified second. The bad news?
We got about 4/10 to go to catch Joey, but hats off to those guys. They did a great job qualifying. But our Brent Monterey Chevy was really good. We knew we had a good car yesterday in practice. We weren't exactly sure where we were going to be at qualifying today. The sun was coming out, so I was a little bummed. But all in all, great starting spot. First front row of the year for me, so that's a plus. And we can only go forward from here, hopefully.
How do you expect this racetrack to change? I mean, it was cooler in the morning when qualifying first started. Now it's warmer. What do you expect?
Well, yesterday, the good news is we had kind of the heat and the temperature to deal with, so all of practice was during that. So I think our car's really good in the heat, but the seams, the hotter it gets, the more the seams are going to affect the car. So, Goodyear just brought a really good tire here. I love the fact that it falls off throughout the course of a run, but I think it's going to be tire management and making sure that you're there at the end of a run. So hopefully we can be up there in the front and do good.
Well, thanks a lot. Justin Allgaier starting second. Alan?
All right, Shannon, thanks. So as we look ahead to this afternoon's race and beyond, remind you about tomorrow when the new season begins for the Eyes on IndyCar Series on the streets of St. Petersburg. ABC has the coverage as defending champ Dario Franchitti looks to start working on a 5th championship. Helio Castroneves looks to get going. Scott Dixon in the field. It's going to be a great shootout on the streets of St. Petersburg. It is ABC, the Honda Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern. You know, watching them look at that splitter on the front of Brad Keselowski's car, reminding us that, the rules in the NASCAR Nationwide Series, once you qualify, the car is impounded, and if you work on it, you're going to have to give up that starting spot and go to the back of the field.
Yeah, it's a decision they'll have to make here to see if it's worth going to the back of the field to fix this damage, and if the damage is bad enough that they have to.
Yes. NASCAR officials obviously there along with the team looking at it, and we'll continue to follow that story as we get ready for the beginning of our race coverage later on today. We're on the air at 5 Eastern time, beginning with NASCAR Countdown for Race 5 of the NASCAR Nationwide Series from here in Southern California. Joey Logano on the pole. We'll see you in a few hours for that. Up next, ESPN Films, the announcement presented by Can-Am. So Joey Logano on pole for this afternoon's race, looking to extend the Joe Gibbs Racing record at this track to 8 straight, but a stout field will try and keep him from doing that. We'll see you later today. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.